This is the Maddow Locks and Dam along the Ohio River, about 30 miles east of Cincinnati. It's apparently great fishing in the Maddow Pool at this point in the Ohio River. It's clean. There's a lot of different fish there. A lot of people fly fish there. At least it used to be good fishing there, because one of the rivers that spills into the Ohio River is the Elk River in West Virginia. The Elk River, of course, is nationally famous now because it's home to the massive chemical leak that contaminated the drinking water of 300,000 people in 9 West Virginia counties. The Elk River flows into the Kanawha River, and then the Kanawha River flows into the Ohio River, and it's all just downstream. While some West Virginia residents are finally starting to get their water back on after a 5-day do-not-use order, their chemical spill is no longer West Virginia's own. A 60-mile chemical plume of contaminated water that started in the Elk River in West Virginia is now starting to drift downstream into Ohio and Kentucky and is drifting toward Indiana. Today, the Ohio River Water Valley Sanitation Commission reported that the chemical spill has reached the Maddow Locks and Dam. That chemical licoricey smell that started in West Virginia is now in Ohio, and it is still moving. As the slurry closed in on Cincinnati, Ohio's third largest city, the mayor there is preparing to shut down the city's water valves along the Ohio River tonight for 48 hours. It starts tonight, trying to keep what happened in West Virginia from happening in Cincinnati, too. A federal investigation into this ongoing disaster is now underway. Members of Congress have started calling for a regulatory hearing to figure out how this could have happened. But you know who's not calling for a regulatory hearing? The most prominent member of Congress, whose district includes parts of greater Cincinnati.
I am entirely confident that there are ample regulations already on the books to protect the health and safety of the American people. Somebody ought to be held accountable here. What we try to do is look at those regulations that we think are cumbersome, are over the top, and that are costing our economy jobs. That's where our focus continues to be.
House Speaker John Boehner being asked about the spill today. He represents the Cincinnati suburbs, where the water valves on the Ohio River are being shut tonight to try to protect that city from a 60-mile chemical plume that is about to hit them. But he says he is confident that there are ample regulations to protect the American people in incidents like this. Probably, in his estimation, too many regulations, if you really think about it. That chemical storage facility that leaked this chemical into the Elk River, it had not been inspected in decades. Turns out West Virginia law doesn't require inspections for chemical storage facilities at all. If you are making chemicals, yeah, sure, then you get inspected. But if you're storing them in West Virginia like these guys were, go nuts, you're on your own. One local official telling the Charleston Gazette today that there was no local planning at all for a spill at this facility. Quote, "That's just something that's kind of fallen by the wayside," he said. And so it took 5 days to get the water back on for some of the people in West Virginia, and hundreds of people reported getting sick from that chemical. And now the water is almost back on in Charleston. But that chemical plume that crippled that part of West Virginia is now on its way downstream to Ohio and to Kentucky and to Indiana. Watch this space.